getting in and out of downtown Minneapolis. Now it's ended.
Hey, Kevin.
He sure does. Fantastic, David. Thank you. Look at the opening lineup for the Memphis Grizzlies. Jackson and Valanciunas, they're in the middle. Morant and Brooks manning the backcourt. And it's Anderson in at the 3, the small forward. And for Minnesota, Karl Anthony Towns is out there with McDaniels. Then there's Edwards. Then it's Russell. And it's Beasley in at the 2. Now here's McDaniels. Kicks it out to Beasley. Traps in the tray. And Chris, these teams are both on their way up, certainly. Some of the best young talent in the NBA on the court in front of us tonight.
Yeah, Kevin. A lot of room to grow for these young players. You got to love watching young players improve and develop their game. And sometimes it seems Brooks is better at scoring like this. I mean, he enjoys overcoming challenges.
There's the feed to Towns. Over Valanciunas. Doesn't go for him. Now Memphis takes it the other way.
And judging Morant's game early on, I've heard a few people with Allen Iverson comparisons.
Well, put me in that number as well. That's going to be tough to fill up, but it just means he has the potential, the quickness, the athletic ability, the IQ, the handles. They're both lightning fast, slight builds, and both tough. And you see the explosive ability to get to the rim and finish. I'm going to ask my boy AI what he thinks about the young Ja. I love seeing Brooks take these quick shots. I mean, he's skilled at realizing when he has room to get them off.
Russell passes to Towns. Trying to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Here's Morant. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
And just another example of why you run plays through Morant. I mean, he makes great decisions with the ball in his hands.
Russell dishes to Beasley. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
At about an 82% clip a season ago, so I'm sure he'll take those numbers.
Free throw, good, Beasley. Both teams deciding to change it up. And both free throws good for Beasley.
Well, his free throw shooting is something they never need to worry about. He doesn't even know how to go through a cold streak.
Jones against Rubio. Passes it to Valanciunas. That one, no good.
Playing him tough inside and preventing the layup. Got to get the whole team pumped up.
Tie game in Minnesota. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Timberwolves?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
With the game being fast-paced these days, you can expect this from a lot of teams, but they did it very well.
So on the floor to begin things for Memphis here in the second quarter. Allen is out there with Tyus Jones. Then there's Jonas Valanciunas, and it's Tillman in at the 4 spot. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Hey, Kevin. Now, John Morant says in an era of 5-star recruits, he was a no-star recruit coming out of high school. And that put that big chip on his shoulder. Now he has beneath no one tattooed on his arm. And he says, my dad always told me that I was trained to go. Basically, that I'm built for the moment. And guys, his time is now.
Sure is, D.A. Thank you. Down to 5 on the shot clock. This is to Valanciunas. And the dunk by Valanciunas.
Oh, he uses his physical tools to the fullest when attacking the defense. That's a heads-up play by Valanciunas.
Beasley against Allen. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Back to Rubio. And the layup's good off the glass. Rubio's got his first 2 points.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Jones, the pass to Valanciunas. And that comes off the assist by Jones. Valanciunas has got the lead up to 2 now for the Grizzlies. And it's Rubio with the ball for the Timberwolves. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's a Kogi. The shot, no good.
And no need to rush this. Let the clock run down.
Yeah, no need to give the ball back here. You want to close this quarter with momentum.
Jones looking for an opening. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Grizzlies out in front. They're up by 4. And we'll be back right after halftime for the start of the third quarter. We'll see you in a bit.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, good to see you back here on our halftime show. Well, actually, we can't see you, but you can see us, but you get it. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. For the Grizzlies, the first quarter was pretty even. The period wrapped up with the teams on level ground and the score tied. They were a determined team in the second quarter, and you saw it come across on the scoreboard. Kenny, what'd you think about the Grizzlies?
Well, it's easy to see why they've been the better team offensively. They've been shooting the lights out of the ball. They're running their strong offensive system and making the most of every good shot that they get.
How about you, Shaq? What'd you think about Minnesota?
Ernie, I love you. I gotta be honest. That was an awful first half defensively. Giving up over 60% from the field? Come on, Ernie, wow! They've stayed in it. Maybe it'll give them a little extra motivation they need to fix their defense.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away from the start of the third quarter.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. A lot of great talkers over the years, trash talkers on the floor in this league. Do you think they do it more to get themselves going, Greg, or do they do it with the purpose of getting under their opponent's skin?
And Kevin, that's a great question. And believe it or not, you see both. I've seen guys who do it to get under your skin, and I've also seen guys that do it for their own benefit. That's how they derive their confidence. And so it's about you figuring out what works for you. I've seen some guys, they don't say smack. They don't say a word during the course of the game, but they will cut your heart out. So it's just about what fits your personality in terms of making you play your best.
Well, I'm glad you don't trash talk here on 2K, Greg. I'll tell you that right now.
No, we don't do that.
They've got McDaniels. Beasley is out there with D'Angelo Russell. Then there's Edwards. And it's Towns in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Minnesota making a switch here. Culver's checked in. And the Grizzlies also with the sub. D'Anthony Melton. He's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. We've got 1:13 left to play in the third. Now Edwards. Here's Towns. Pass to Culver. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson.
Gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
Appreciate the effort, though, making his presence felt defensively.
Russell against Morant. They shoot again. Stolen away. And here we go. Morant heading to the hoop. Count it.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Timberwolves trail by 9. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Pass to Culver. Edwards with it. Launches a three. Hits the three-point bomb. Edwards got 5.
How about the recognition from Culver? Terrific at realizing when the defense has broken down.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Morant outside. Deft touch on the alley-oop.
And what an alley-oop. Those two read each other so well.
It's a play I'm sure they love to run. Here's Russell. Lets it go from deep. That one misses. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Grizzlies lead by 8. And we'll get it going after this from the Target Center. Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Timberwolves trail by 8. On the court for Memphis to start the fourth. Morant and Allen at the guard spots. Kyle Anderson is out there with Dylan Brooks. And it's Valanciunas in at the 5, down low. Back to Russell. Just 5 on the clock. And the shot is good. Russell's got his first points in this one.
We talked about the advantage of having size in the backcourt. Russell, they're using his height and length to challenge that interior.
Brooks, that's a 2-pointer, and right through it goes. Minnesota shooting a lackluster 38% for the game, struggling so far. Here's Russell. Sinks that one from the post. Russell's got 4 points in the quarter.
Oh, that's not the kind of interior defense you want. Way too slow to protect the rim.
Brooks against Edwards. Here's Valanciunas. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
Oh, he's a sensational offensive rebounder. Valanciunas, he just has the nose for where to be when shots go up.
Good on that shot, and with that, the Memphis lead is cut down to just 6 points on the bucket from Russell. The Grizzlies have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Brooks against Edwards. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's on Anthony Edwards.
Sometimes Brooks is a tough matchup for the D, especially when he's playing with some intensity and looking to score.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
And what you like most about Brooks is his attacking mentality. I mean, he's someone who excels at taking on the defense and charging inside.
Daniels, he's checked in for Minnesota. Malik Beasley comes in for Ricky Rubio. The Grizzlies also making a change. Jackson's checked in. Second one is good. Being both And now, let's take a look at the New Balance Player of the Game, Ja Morant.
He's put on a shooting exhibition for us here tonight. He's missed a couple along the way, but it sure seems like everything's been falling for him. The only way to keep him from converting is to keep the ball out of his hands.
If he could only contribute like this for them every night, you can't overstate how much better it makes this team when he has a game like this, and on the road no less. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blowing. There's the foul. That's against Minnesota. He hits the first one, and that will put them up by 9. Whole new look on the floor for Minnesota. And both free throws good for Brooks.
Those free throws are the nail in the coffin, guys. I think it's safe to call this one a wrap.
Yeah, the game got away from them, but hopefully they've learned some things, and hopefully they'll be able to make some adjustments next time.
Memphis with the ball. 10-point lead. This is their biggest. Melton feeling it out a bit. So no problem for Memphis as they get the win. A solid win on the road for them.